All right, so here's an issue that I've noticed on many different 2Ks, but especially in recent years, which is the rebound and turnover off another player's back. Now, in this instance, it's somewhat difficult to say whether or not that's a part of the AI's purposeful cheating the player, but in this instance right here, it seems more like that than it does not seem like that. I'll put it that way. So I get the rebound, and it's not just that I want to talk on. I want to talk about what I mentioned in one of the previous videos, which is this animation that you're forced to go into when you drop the ball, where you're not allowed to just pick the ball back up. You have to. Now, anybody else could just pick the ball up, but you have it directly in front of you, and you're forced into. You see what I'm saying? You're forced into going into this fumble, stumble, dumbass animation like you bump your fucking head on something. Like, what is that? And obviously, the purpose of that is to actually give whoever is, give the defender the time, the ability that they need, mainly the time that they need to pick the ball up before you do, right? Before you could pick it up, so they can, do whatever it is that they're going to do. And it's really just garbage. And like I put it in 2K, if you go the first 3 quarters without getting a turnover, what I notice a lot of times is that when the fourth quarter comes about, it's like the AI is shoving all of your turnovers into one quarter. It's like now all of a sudden you played this perfect game, but now all of a sudden you're getting 4 or 5 turnovers in one quarter. That makes no sense. You don't even see that happen in real life. But if you're playing a perfect game, that's their way of getting you to for the sake of continuity. They're trying to manage your stats, or they're trying to I don't know what the word is to use, but I'll just say manage your stats. They're trying to make it seem more believable, or they're trying to get your assist to turnovers ratio correct in their view. But now the thing with this right here is you can tell that, like I said, this seems more like it was the AI's doing than any other time, because you can tell once I got the ball, instead of running straight, like you can see I'm getting ready to do, because that's what I was doing with the analog, but instead of running straight, they forced me to go in this unnatural ass running animation all the way stretched out into the fucking computer in order to hit the ball on his left ass cheek. Alright? What the fuck kind of sense does this make right here? This lets you know that this right here, this was a predetermined outcome. Because who runs like that? I don't ever see this running animation happening in 2K, where you take off, and in real life either, where you take off and you're doing like this unnatural stretching animation into a run. It's like, yeah, this right here, this is one of those scenarios where the AI is like, get the turnover, drop the ball. All right, because the guy is all the way to the right. I got all this space open in front of me, but I'm forced to go into a defender. That does not make any sense. All right, that was a predetermined outcome. That was a forced animation. This game is full of shit, man. I'm sorry. Once again, it's a great game at its core, but they have to really do something about all of this nonsense that they've put into the AI. Like, dude, like, it's difficult to really thoroughly enjoy this shit because of everything that they've done to assist the computer in getting some sort of an advantage. Like, dude, come on, man. It just doesn't make any sense. A lot of the shit that y'all got going on here, and it's getting more and more obvious that there is a gimmicky, generic aspect that you've programmed into the game, and that you've programmed this game to have forced outcomes and predetermined outcomes and scenarios. Like, dude, how does this even make any sense? I'm running, I get the rebound. Now, like I said, this happens a lot in pretty much all the more modern 2Ks, where you get the rebound and you're going back down court, and it's usually somebody that's directly in front of you. But in this instance, since there was no one who was directly in front of me, they forced me to run into a guy that was all the way over to the right. Because typically, when it's a forced turnover in this scenario off a rebound, I'm supposed to run into the dude that's in front of me. All right? But they had to force it to happen some way. Dude is not... There's no reason why this should have happened. This is what I'm saying. It doesn't even make fucking sense half the time. Really, most of the time. They got to a point when they get desperate enough, they get to a point where they'll fuck you over in a way where it's like they're not even trying to hide it anymore. It's just like, well, fuck you, dude. We want you to lose. We want you to get this turnover. We want you to miss this wide open shot underneath the basket, standing layup, whatever the case may be. It's very sad. This series, this 2K series, it has gotten very sad. This is 2K21 is the best 2K that they've created, but it's the worst 2K for its time, if that makes sense. You get what I'm kind of trying to say? It's the worst 2K for its time, but it's better than all the other ones. Meaning that, let's say, like 2K14 is my favorite one. 2K14 to me was the best one for its time. All right, it was the best one for its time, but it's not as good as this one because it's different graphics, more and better animations, or at least better animations, better a lot of things that they've added on to the game. All right, but it's the worst. This one is the worst one for its time because of the gimmicks and all the generic bullshit, the foolery, the hijinks, all of the games that they like to play, forced scenarios, predetermined outcomes, scripted and coded outcome, all of this other nonsense. It's like, yo, we can do without that. Just let the game play on its own. You don't have to do this. You're fucking up the experience, especially for someone who knows that there's not like these other YouTubers that just like to, just make videos, my park and all this other bullshit. People that actually are analyzing this shit and can see what's going on. It's very fucking irritating. All right? Because you're not really allowed to do what you do best. Because you have to play within the narrative. You got to play within the script. Look at this. I can't even pull the damn camera down. Why? Like, come on, man. Peace, man. Fuck.